The year was 2010. Nikon introduced their 12 megapixel Coolpix L22 at a retail price of $129.95. Now the year is 2023 and I just bought the same camera for a cool $4. Digicams like this have seen a resurgence lately thanks to people like Lucy Lumen and Allie from 1 Month 2 Cameras helping people rediscover these fun little shooters from 10 or 12 years ago. As these old Digicams are getting more popular again, prices are starting to rise, but you can still find some good deals out there. Here's how I found this camera for $4. I went on eBay and searched for CCD cameras. A lot of people, including me, like the way these old CCD sensors render colors. Next, I set my filter for lowest price plus shipping. This will pull up the cheapest cameras first at the top of your search. So anything that looks interesting and cheap, I'll click on the description. And that includes listings that say as is, not working, or 4 parts. As a matter of fact, this camera was listed 4 parts. When I read the description, it explained that the battery cover didn't stay closed, but it also said it turns on and boots up. The seller had positive ratings. I knew I could just tape the battery door shut if I needed to. And at a starting price of $5, I was definitely interested. Now, if I find something I'm interested in, I typically do 2 things. Number 1, a little research. Nothing crazy, just a simple Google search to get some background, user reviews, stuff like that. And number 2, I put the item on my watch list. When I found this Nikon, there were still 3 or 4 days left in the auction, so I knew I had some time to think about it. You see, the next day, the seller sent me an offer to buy the camera for only $4. At $4, this was a no-brainer, so I pulled the trigger. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten offers from sellers with discounts on items I put in my watch list. So the Nikon Coolpix L22 is a point and shoot. It's super easy to use. It's got a couple of fun color modes, but what kind of pictures does it take? Well, let me share with you a series of pictures that I took with the L22 on a recent trip to Chicago. Stick around after the images and I'll share with you the 2 things I love about this camera and the 1 thing that drives me nuts. So the first thing I love about this camera is the size. It is literally about the size of a deck of cards. Its biggest dimension is still less than 4 inches. Super easy to slip in any pocket. The other thing I like about this camera is it takes plain old AA batteries, which you can find anywhere. Matter of fact, when I'm searching for these old CCD Digicams on eBay, if I come across one that has a weird proprietary battery, that's a hard pass. Alright, the one thing I didn't like about this camera is the huge shutter lag. It seemed like it took forever from the time I pressed the button to the time it actually took the picture. Now, shutter lag is to be expected in any digital camera, especially a budget one, but I'm so used to shooting film cameras that the lag in this L22 definitely took some getting used to. Even with the shutter lag, I had a lot of fun shooting this little Nikon. I picked up a couple more cheap Digicams recently, so look for videos about those coming soon.